YouTube. Just wanted to come get on. Just wanted to come get on here for a quick second and discuss how. Hold on, let me see. I thought I can put a green screen up. See if it'll let me. No. Just wanted to discuss how trauma can really change people. Like, trauma can really change the way you used to smile all the time, the excitement in your eyes. For one, trauma will take the light away from your eyes. I really noticed that. Like 2 years ago, I experienced some type of trauma situations. On top of trauma you already accumulated from over the years. And then you build yourself back up, get yourself all healed and well, only for some more trauma to come into your life. That trauma create other trauma because you're not focusing anymore. You're not really that same person that you was anymore. People got to understand that trauma can really change you. It can change your daily habits. It can change your enthusiasm that you have for to do things. You know, like for example, you might like to have some hobbies. But when you had that trauma, next thing you know, you don't want to do those hobbies no more. You're not interested no more. It make you also want to fall back from people. You might not want to hang with these people no more or anybody. It also can create trust issues. Like having a lot of trauma. And this trauma ain't got to be necessarily like molestation, or experiencing SA of that sort. Because there's different levels to it. This could, some of this trauma could come from a lot of betrayal. And that was my situation. So I'll just thank you guys for stopping in. Thank you anybody for stopping in. We're talking about trauma. And I'm gonna have to delete some of these scam people that come in the comments because I hate when they do that. Okay, so I'll give an example. About 2 years ago, I moved to a different city. And I felt so excited about it. You know, getting to meet new people, just the whole change of a different environment was so exciting. But my downfall was okay, let's get into it. Don't judge me, guys. Don't judge me. My downfall was rekindling. I rekindled. I'm like, okay, I'm not in my old city anymore. I'm in my new city. And I had people reaching out to me like out the blue. Here I am trying to start a new life, create, just some new healthy habits, all that sort. Just a new environment. Not in the hood anymore. I never was like in the terrible hood, but like more decent area, of course. So I was very, very excited for my change. I felt really great about myself too. I was just minding my own business as well, just trying to get everything into preparation. But I had several people reaching out to me, several different people. And I was like, and one of them I was more fond of than the rest. One of them I was completely head over heels for. Like, we always had a great chemistry, we had history. And we never had anything really bad happen of the reasoning why I felt like we couldn't have. How I'm trying to say this. Okay, we never had nothing bad happen between us to the point I felt like we don't need to rekindle. We never had nothing bad happen. So I'm like, okay, let me rekindle with this person. Of course, this person always gave genuine actions. So I'm like, okay, this will be awesome. We can, but I think it was my excitement. See, sometimes we can be the reason for our trauma. Baby, I was so excited to rekindle with this person. I'm gonna admit my wrongs. I'm not one of those types that be like covering up and just blame the other person. See, when this person wanted to rekindle, they wanted to see me right away, and I felt like, okay, let me get my furniture and stuff all in my home first. Let me get settled in first. Okay, that's how I felt. Because this person wanted to rush back in so quick. Like, I want to see you. I want to come be with you right now and see you. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, no, let's give it some time. Okay. I'm like, okay, let's give it some time. So the person started going back to their old ways a little bit of feeling like maybe I'm on some other type of time. And see, them some of the red flags right there. Because if somebody really care about you, really interested in you, they will be more understanding to the fact. They'll possibly ask, "What do you need? Okay?" Even though this person wanted to help me, talking about we'll talk is cheap, but I felt like it wasn't no understanding there. I'm like, because this person wanted to rush on in, so I waited like a few short months, maybe two. Let me see, maybe 2 or 3 or 4. It took me a while to get myself situated how I wanted to feel comfortable to rekindle with this person. I had my own personal stuff to do. Mind you, I was happy. Like I said, I felt happy in my new environment. And I also was getting excited that me and this person will be able to start a new venture and see how this worked for us because we made so many different attempts. It's just something about me and this person that we can never gel together for long. And that's what scares me. So okay, let me get to the story. Thank you guys for stopping in, okay? Okay, this is interesting though. So I'm gonna tell you about the trauma. Trauma can change you. Okay, so the time finally come. Me and this person talks on the phone, FaceTime, all that type of stuff. We keep in contact. Um, so now it's time for me and the person to meet up. It's my fault because I rushed things too fast with the meetup. What I should have done, look, that's why I said you guys can learn from me, we can learn from each other. What I should have done was me and the person go out and do something fun, like how we did in our city if we were around each other. We should have went out, did something fun. But instead we're at my home chilling, having a great time. So I let this person come in my space. You get what I'm saying? Rekindling. See, this is a note for all of you guys if y'all ever rekindle. Don't let them come where you lay your head. Don't let nobody come where your peace at until you sure of them. Them type of times it's over to let anybody just come up to come to where you lay your head, whether y'all known each other for years or not. Them days is over. So what I should have done was, made sure we had more outdoor fun, and I'll decide if I want to invite the person over. Mind you, the person drove to see me, so we'll lead up to that point. But no, instead, by us having a history, by us being so comfortable, we're up under each other. This person wanted to be a factor so quick into my life. They want to be here. They got their own house and stuff like that. Of course, everything legit. But they wanted to be here with me. I'm like, no, I ain't giving no keys, and I don't have the ring yet, so we're not going to get to that point. You feel me? But it was something that this person's supposed to did, and they didn't come. It took them a while, and I'm like, it's been 2 days. You're supposed to come through on the come through, like you said. Like when a person tell me they're gonna do something, I want them to keep their word because that's how I am. I'm gonna keep my word. I'm gonna keep the date, the time, and if I can't, I'm gonna give you some reassurance. So this person basically felt like, well, I wasn't careful with my words back then, okay? I wasn't. You live and you learn. So I ended up calling my person a liar. He don't like that. Mind you, he wasn't he might have felt guilty about something, but I felt like he was lying because I got a sense for things. Someone adding up. But I could have possibly been careful with my words and not say that. Because sometimes we know some, we ain't got to say it necessarily. You get what I'm saying? We don't have to put it on the floor like that. And so basically, the person got upset out the blue. And that really wasn't like that person to be getting upset. But I took it as a sign, but not really. Because I'm like, oh man, he's very, very just, not acting like himself. I knew something was strange. I knew something was strange. And the love I had for this person that I thought I had, I was in shambles that we wasn't getting along. I could not take it. I was like, because this is not like this person. This person usually will try to come fix this issue. But he wasn't this time, and I didn't understand that. I'm like, what's going on? How did we get from that, keeping in touch and all this, to this for you ready to just walk away so fast? I could not understand it and put my finger on it for nothing. For nothing. It's all the red flags. It's like this person is so good at what he do with manipulation and the head game tactics and the sweet nothings and getting what he want. He had to be stopped. You get what I'm saying? People like that have to be stopped. So time go on, the months roll on. The months roll on. I'm talking about he got more disrespectful, and I was so, my head was gone, guys. I couldn't believe this was happening to me because he never done this type of stuff before. This person, Lamage said, "What? You probably don't understand this anyway. What I'm saying, but this person I'm talking about, he never done this type of stuff before, to where he's not explaining or reassuring. Sometimes. So I was like, what is going on? I couldn't put my finger on it because I thought this was my person. I'm like, he's so genuine. This, that, that. I'm vouching for him more than what he deserved. So time go on, time go on. I'm like, this is so strange that this person sounds like he's done. Exactly, he was. But I was telling you about this 2 years ago. So this was I was telling you about. I couldn't read between the signs of this person. I was so shocked that this person, because I've been knowing this person for years and dealing with them off and on, but they never got to this point. Usually I'm breaking it off. But I'm like, this is time we can fix things. I couldn't understand that he was done, but he was giving me the signs right in front of me. It's just I was so messed up in the head because I'm like, this can't be true. I'm like, because we'll usually have a good reason on why we falling out. It wasn't no reason that I knew of. But let me get to that part. So the months go on. Of course, I fell back. But I wasn't comfortable with myself anymore in my home. Because mind you, I told you I just moved to my new city and my new home. But I felt his energy there. Because mind you, he left something at the home. And you got to watch for signs for that when people leave like a piece of clothing or something behind. Mind you, he wanted the key and all that, and pay the rent, pay the bills and all that. No, we didn't get to that point. But he left some stuff behind. I threw it away. But anyway, another yeah. Let me get to it, Lamage. Let me get to it. We already know the deal. But look, we weren't a couple yet. Let me get to that. Okay, so y'all gotta let me tell my story. Cause sometimes we gotta get stuff off our chest. I don't got no pride about situations. Cause this really had brought some trauma to me and I'm healed from it now. But so the months went on and started rolling into the new year, which was 2025. And I something told me, because I know of his family and all that type of stuff. Yeah, you hear me? I know of his family, his daughters, all that. Our kids around the same age, stuff like that. And you know how you could be on your social site and it say like people you may know, all that type of stuff. So it happened to be like a people you may know was his daughter. And I'm just keeping it real. And she have her page, I guess, set up as a public. So I ended up going to her page and not even like a status of three down because I wasn't gonna do too much, I wasn't that nosy. And it says it was like a girl wrote a status. I'm keeping it 100. I don't care. Somebody wrote a status like, "Yeah, my child father come through for me and my kid." Um, basically like he's doing a good job on coming through for the child, like basically like they're co-parenting for the child. And then so on the caption that his daughter wrote was like, "Yeah, my dad is a good dad. Yeah, my dad is a good dad." Baby, when I say my heart dropped to my stomach, mind you, when we was conversating, doing good with our conversations, keeping in touch, he was only telling me about his grandson that was one at the time. No, going on two at that time. He was like, my grandson got a birthday party, whoop, 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 and my grandson and my baby. He was just talking about the grandson. He did not mention anything about a new baby. And mind you, at that time, the social media page that I had and me and him was friends on, because I had to make a whole new social media page because I got locked out of that one. I didn't have access to that page that we were friends on. And I went on that page for about 3 years. So he peeped that. Because this is the same man that knew how when I'm active in the inbox. I never knew about people being active and how many minutes they're away from their inbox until he told me one time, "Oh, you ain't been active for 15 minutes." And I'm like, "Oh, people will watch when your green dot is on." So he already knew I wasn't on that page and can't see nothing. But the crazy thing about it, I had like a person I called a best friend, a first cousin that I called my favorite cousin. They're friends with him on the page. I'm in complete dark, but they already knew I was kicking it with this guy. I'm in complete dark. Yeah, them hoes ain't tell me nothing because they probably thought I already knew. But if I know, I'm the type, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm like, "Oh, he got his new whoop de whoop whoop." But anyway, I seen that stomach dropped when I seen that. I went on the girl page and I seen that she had a son. The same time when at first when he was all like in a rush to see me there, that's when the son was born that March in 2024. Mind you, he was trying to see me like probably a month and stuff before she's about to have a baby, or 2 months before. So he wasn't really with her. But don't get me wrong. When they made the child, it ain't like I was back talking to him. It's just the whole fact he didn't tell me that he had a newborn. But guess what? My senses is so good because when I seen him, he looked it like he was around a pregnant woman. Because sometimes men whole physiques can change when they got a pregnant woman because they be eating a lot. Yeah, that's how they do, baby. But I had to learn. I'm telling you, stomach dropped. I called the old best friend because I ain't gonna consider her no best friend no more because she knew the whole time, and then like she put me up on game like, yeah, whoop, whoop, got his son, new son, because that's how we usually talk. But I noticed she wasn't really saying much of stuff no more because ain't no telling how people do you behind your back anyway. So I had to call her. She's like, "Yeah, girl." Yeah, he was like dead bod, blew up. Now he been kind of had the dead bod because he's a great father. He been at the dead bod, but this was given like, yeah, this was giving really dead bod. Like he been eating some cakes and pies and stuff like that. So I'm talking to my ghetto friend on the phone. Well, she was my friend. Cause hey, she's like, "Yeah, girl. Yeah, he had a son. Yeah, I thought you knew, girl. Yeah, he always posts them on the story. Uh huh. Yep, he got a girl." Then she finally gave me the. We've been friends for a long time. She finally said something that stuck with me. The first thing she ever said that was beneficial to me. She was like, "Girl, yeah, you gotta guard your heart." And stuff like that, because I was hurt. I was like, wow, he didn't. And then the baby named after him and everything. Baby, I was like, mind you, we was just talking about like kids and stuff like that, because I was asking him how many more kids he wanted. He was like, yeah, I want two, probably two more. So it's like two more, like, because I'm thinking like, because we was calling each other like we was possibly gonna, take the next steps and stuff. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, I can see you, Lamont. Okay. Anyway, because I'm just, this is about trauma, how trauma could do you. And see, all trauma ain't gotta be over no man or no woman or nothing like this. But this is what bothered me that I just recovered from 2 years ago. That happened like, some time ago. And it was just so crazy how people can, like, okay, but let me get back to it. So she was like, yeah, he got the son and all this type of stuff. Okay, I had to text him. Did I text him right away or something? No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think I ended up talking to a cousin too, finally. And she went to his story. Hold on, somebody said something. Somebody said he was trying to give me a baby too. No, I was more like on taking it to the next level than having a baby. But if I wanted to have another baby, I definitely would have had one with him. But I'm just saying, who want to have a baby with somebody that's hiding already that they have, you know. But anyway, let me get to the story. Let me finish the story. So finally, my cousin, she was on the social platform. You know how women is, they kind of messy. They gonna show other people's story like, here the baby right here, not your beautiful little boy. Don't have nothing against the child's mother or the child, none of that. What hurted me was that why did you want it to come, act like you wanted to be around me, but not tell me about your new baby boy? You should be proud to tell me that you finally got your son, you finally got your junior. Why you couldn't tell me that? Why is you trying to protect the fact of hiding that from me so much? What, you was about to have like several different families? Trying to create several different families? That's what I was kind of picking up. It's either that or you felt like it's just none of your business. What we got going is what we is it that? Or or you just didn't give a F. See, that's that nonchalant ways. That's that recklessness, narcissist, manipulative, all that type of stuff. All that. Ain't that much secrecy in the world. You have a new child, you be proud of your child. You tell somebody, tell me, I'm still, so I can decide if I want to deal with you still or not. Okay? Because it's obvious that him and the child mother is not together, but they possibly was in the agreements to have the son. Like I said, this baby was born before I came around. Well, no, the baby was born just when he wanted to, but they been made the child before I came back around. But that messed me up because I'm like, I knew something was, I couldn't pinpoint it, what was different about him and what was different with his ways. I'm like, something is going on. Something is going on. Yes, he wants it all. It's none of your business how he was going about it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But he wanted to have business with me. That's the thing. But you know what? How amazing things are, even though we can get trauma from certain situations, how amazing things are. And he's very smart. I really be believing this dude got like some warlock energies because he know how to get out of there when he can. He never will get out. He never gonna leave a situation where you feeling down for him really saying something to you or doing something to you. He's never gonna leave a situation like that. He's never gonna bad mouth you about nothing. He's never gonna do that. So, but it's scary how he do it because he's just so smooth with getting away with so much. But women starting to catch on. Women will definitely catch on. But I was so happy I caught on with this because this was one that I never could catch on to because he was always so good. He was always so good at what he do. But I caught on to his ass. And that's when I had to heal from the trauma because I was like, dang, this dude was in my new crib. This dude was saying all these sweet nothings, and I was kind of feeling him. Mind you, I cut off my friend. That's why they was like, don't never cut off your roster. I ain't say I cut off people, but I was just like, hey, let's see where this go. Wanted to finally take something serious for a while. Been a while. So I was like, I'll take something serious with him. But baby, that caused a lot of trauma because he didn't keep it real. And I was just like, why he couldn't tell me about the baby? So I end up getting a chance to inbox him and tell him, it's okay that, we're not men are liars. Girl, yeah. Maybe I had to learn for this because this one was a tricky one. This was my baby. I actually still got a lot of love for him. This is my baby. So yeah, he ended up reading the message and stuff I sent him. Like basically letting I know about the child. You should have just told me. Cause he did not lie. See, Cherish, he did sure sorry, Shashir Cat. What a jerk. Exactly, you right. But see the thing is he did not lie because he never said anything. You get what I'm saying? And he did not lie because he never said nothing about it. So if he would have been like saying, I ain't got no new baby, that's a liar. This man never said nothing about it. Like he was going, if I was a fool and if I ain't had that protection over me, he would have been up in my crib with a key paying rent here. And I would have been thinking that's my man, possibly finna be my husband, possibly not knowing about the baby. Not yet, but look, watch. If it would have got that far, watch them friends and cousins would have came out the woodworks then and would have been like, "Oh, did you see the baby?" or something. Watch, they would have said it then. But when you just mention a guy like, "Yeah, we back talking," they ain't say nothing because we didn't really have nothing going yet. But let it would have got deep. That would have really stung then. Oh, baby. But I was so protected that he went back around, anyway, once I found out. It just was the whole fact. I was like, dang, you done had a baby on me. Then name, because I was like, gonna be a fool and tattoo the man's name. I was like, let me tag my nigga name on him. He was being sneaky. Yeah, he was. He's smart. Yeah, he real smart. He's intelligent. Definitely an intelligent man. So, yeah, he know how to play his stuff. But I was actually talking to his sister about it too. She was all like, girl, don't get rid of your friends. You know how them men, they gonna keep theirs around. Yep, he had a son. He always wanted a boy. That's what she said. Okay. And then I'll talk to our classmate about it. Mine was gone. It was like, yeah, he got a son. I always pick on him because he got a grandson and the son the same age now. He got that boy. Yeah, he sure do. I was so in distraught. I'm like, how do everybody know except me? I said, everybody freaking know except me. This nigga is good. He is good. Okay, so check it. Okay, so um yeah, because anyway, what it is, is I had to realize this man is not as interested in me that I thought he was. Okay, I had to come to realization of that. How old is he? These people in their 40s, early 40s. Everybody in their early 40s. But they, just hood. Hood, come from them backgrounds. A lot of uncles and big brothers. They watched a lot of manipulative stuff. Came from them type of environments. Sometimes come from good environments, still be on bullshit too. But anyway, let me finish this up because I had to talk about this. Oh, you think it's still young? Me too. It's so annoying dating people over 40. Ooh, but you know what? His baby mama. So when I seen the baby mama, I'm like, oh, she about a 31. And she was 26 when I see. She might be older than that now. She was like, he went young because see, she don't know of his history. Me and him both come from long-term relationships with who we have our children by. And so it seemed like he just wanted his son and he was blessed to have a son. So she don't know of his history, but I felt like with her being that young girl, I would have had him put a ring on it for real. Like he would have to come all the way correct. Cause now, I'm sure, they ain't together. So she'll have to move on eventually and, she'll already have her son and then she'll have a new family and stuff. You know how that go. She'll understand that's just the older man. About 31. Yeah, she looked about 31 because she do a lot of older dudes. She thinks she older. She aging herself. And I don't know why they don't be liking the ones they age, but she know why she liked it that one because he had that bankroll. She liked that money. They want the money and stuff. So anyway, um, so what's funny is I get a notification one day that I could. And this was this year. I think this year. I get a notification that I can enter that Facebook page that I was locked out of for 3 years. I said, ain't this something? It finally unlocked. Facebook had finally fixed it. It unlocked. So I was able to get on the page again that he's on, that he was my friend on. And then he finally shows his little baby boy on the stories only because he one of them type ain't changed his profile pictures like somewhere in the teens, 2016, had the kid. His girls are grown now, and they little kids on that profile pic. So he's the type he don't like to change too much because sometimes people like they too sneaky. They ain't gonna put too much. They ain't for to post no more pictures on their page. Nothing. Just too dang sneaky. Nothing makes some dudes happy. Damn, you like that money too? No, because no, you can't say that because I've been knowing this is my classmate basically. He was always a grade higher, so I know him before he became successful. I dealt with him before he was successful, real successful. So, no, I just like people with stability, of course. Yeah, that's for a fact. But no, never about the money. Never about that. No, if I'm with him, I'm always just gonna be comfortable in general. But no, so I'm just saying when they younger like that and you seeing some 40-year-old and they gonna look at it as money, of course. They're gonna be like, dang, money, cha-ching. Cause when I was that age, I was scared of people older like that. I was with someone my age. My fiance was my age. You said I'm so tired of people who don't tell the truth. Exactly. Move on gracefully. You right. So if he had no job for 3 years, no money, you would still be by his side. Yeah, I've still been by his side. Yeah. Yep. Definitely. I'm talking about if he happened to fall off. No money. Okay, if he had no money for 3 years, he can be trying to date. Now, if you with somebody and they had like a little falling down, and then yeah, you can be there for him. But 3 years, no money, nah, I wouldn't been able to talk because he needs to be getting his priorities together. If he got children and stuff, get your priorities together. But that ain't the case. That wasn't the case with this. Okay, you focusing on the wrong thing. I was talking about the girl seeing money. That's what I'm saying. Because that's what the younger ladies usually say when they see like somebody older. They'll be like, they like how they pay their bills, take care of things, take care of their families, and themselves. So nothing wrong with that. But like I said, I just would have been like, at that age, push the envelope and be like, hey, I need the hand in marriage, and then we could create a family. That would have been a great look. But anyway, so finally get to see the baby boy, all that type of stuff, and show some love. When I seen it on the story, show some love. He hearted it, all that type of stuff. Just letting, because it's good. I like that he take care of his kids. You have the grandson and his son, interacting, playing, taking places, all that type of stuff. So I love to see that, but I just felt like, why couldn't you share that with me? Like, what was you trying to protect? It's crazy. It's like, I didn't know what to think. Like, oh, if I tell her, she will not talk to me or something, because this person really overthinks. This person's so sensitive. I used to say stuff to him. He'll cry and get upset quick. Oh my goodness, why? Why did you? You gotta watch what you say to me. He did correct me on some things. Like I said, I used to be reckless with my mouth. And he'd be like, "You say certain things, and I expect, this and that." So I understand. But like I said, that's one of them cake and eat it too. Because we always gotta act a certain way when we hop on your ass. But you're hiding stuff. Okay? Job, no kids don't mean much. She's still gonna get bored. I don't trust young women or older ones. Kids is a no go off the rip. So you left them. Let me see. She said, I get sick of thinking about my man chasing young people. You can say whatever you feel. Okay. Okay, so basically I said trauma can change you is because I felt like if he would have kept it real with me, he wouldn't even know where I stayed. Because I would have had to, I ain't going to say play a game differently, but the motion would have had to go differently. Because I'd be like, okay, he got this new child. He got the child mom. I got to see how everything moving over that way first before I would have even let this person come into my new space. So I had to cleanse my space because that probably wasn't the person I wanted to deal with if I'd known. Because I felt like I had a liar. Like, okay, you did say he was a liar, but he didn't lie because he didn't say anything. But I felt like I had the wrong type of spirit around me. I didn't like his spirit. And he always know I think he's a warlock. I don't care what nobody says. This man is a freaking warlock because he's very sharp on things. He's very good and sharp on things. A lot of other things that can't come to mind right now, but he knows. He watches people like a hawk too. Mind you, like I said, he don't say much. He like to watch stuff. This is the one I'm saying on social media. Because sometimes I'm getting to the point. I used to thought that was cute, like nonchalant men. I used to be like, oh, that's like a turn on. They quiet. But now I'm starting to like them kind of like goofy and talkative and stuff like that, extrovert. I'm starting to like that more because they're more like open. It's them nonchalant ones now that turned me off. But that's only because people can have similarities of what you're used to, what you've seen coming up from fathers or something. Not saying my father's like that, but he was always laid back, quiet. And you never know what those type people about. But I'm quiet too and laid back, but I'm very goofy and open because you see I'm on YouTube shows. They not even going to do YouTube. Deceitful spirit. Yes. Yes, thank you. And now for the child support. There go the witchcraft talk. Can't trust religious women. They really be schizophrenic, but call it prophecy. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't like that. We talking about some whole different. When I said somebody a warlock, that means people can like manipulate, play games with people's mind, having them thinking it's one thing when it's not. And I'm talking about really good at it. Not that play talk where it's obvious, like, oh, this person on bullshit. Because some people know how to do just enough, but ain't doing enough. Yeah, it is. Yeah, he possibly can be. Because like me and this person got history. It wasn't always just him. It was times I did stuff, but I'm not finna beat up on myself about the past. But it's times when I was on BS and he automatically picked it up. And I like when men are smart. I like that because I was on BS at the time. Definitely was. And he knew it, and he wasn't going for. He determined he ain't going for nobody BS. He runs a strict program, but ain't nobody. I don't play that type of stuff when people play the mind games with me. I don't go for it one bit. That's what pissed me off, and it caused some trauma because it started. It caused like, it's like now for future reference, you gonna have to really dig in people business for real. Like before I ever try to feel that way about somebody again. Even though this is one of them toxic energy type of situations anyway. He might be triggered by it. You said I never got the kicks off that relationships aren't that important to me, but I've seen them firsthand. We're too old for childish men. Yeah, you're right. I had to learn. I have to learn. Cause he give like mature energy, but it's just like I said, the mind games was there, and he was really good at that. But I was picking up on things too, because I was like, the attitude was different, the behavior, even though we wasn't around each other for a few years, but it's just like something was going on. It's like he had some completion somewhere else, and he's basically like, okay, I don't have to explain to you. But you're not finna do that to me. That's mistreatment. Agent player said, yes, you was hitting it on the nose. I wish I knew how to say your name, Kat. I'm gonna say Kat. Thank you so much, Kat. I appreciate you a lot. I appreciate you stopping in and listening to me ramble. Because it's true, it caused some trauma. Now it took a while. Because we go through stuff like this. I know, don't nobody want to hear nobody BS story about a man. Because I'm not one of them type to be moping around a man. Like I said, I was in my new city, my new home, doing just fine, and wasn't expecting things to take a whole turn like that. You know, all I ask for is honesty. I ask for like the priceless things. And I think that's something you just could keep it real on if you got a new baby. Keep it real with your friends, especially if you want to rekindle. It seemed like he was very excited to be back around and stuff. We had a great, awesome time. We always was having great, awesome conversations, period. And then you mentioned your grandson because I was happy he had the new grandson because I know he always did want it to have that son or that boy figure in his life. But why he couldn't just add in that, oh, and I had just had my new baby as well. He's 2 months or he's 3 months. You get what I'm saying? That's simple. That's simple, like that. Because it's like when I finally seen him on like a picture at a well, I've seen him on a picture, I think, at for probably one of his daughter's open house. He was holding the baby, but it wasn't his grandson. He has a big family. Was I at that time thinking like, oh, that's his son? No. Whole time that's his son he holding. Cause I'm thinking this is an older man. He ain't have no new babies yet. This man was holding his own newborn baby. I feel you, sister. I was dealing with one like him, wanted to hide everything and pretend. Yeah. See, and that's it's crazy. And like I said, I'm so happy that it didn't get that far. I'm happy that he decided, to run off because like he got this new baby to take care of. So he was like deuces anyway. Like I said, if he didn't have a baby, usually it'd be all well, let's work it out type stuff. So I knew it was something going on, real strange. I like couldn't be no other woman because this dude, you know how them dudes they gonna juggle them possibly. I'm like, and then I knew one time when he did have a relationship, he'd be pretty locked in and stuff. If we both had a relationship, we pretty locked in. But yeah, it caused so much trauma. And I felt like, oh my goodness, I need to move quick. And I'm definitely finna be moving. Even though, this I already prayed and cleansed over the home. But definitely gonna be moving again to a new place. And I'm gonna just feel real, real refreshed. Like I actually did move away from that city. Cause I was in a toxic little city. And people like that, they nosy. They just want to come see what you got going on, see how you living. And plus, that was like an ego boost for him too, to be like, oh, she want me back around. Little ego boost. Say they get their horn out in their younger years. That's what a WW2 vet told me about women. Oh, you said women get their horn out in their younger years? Well, that can't be directed to me because I was in a long term relationship, like basically married. So I didn't get a chance to whore around in my younger years because we was together for 15 to 27. Didn't get much whoring in. And like I said, once I start dating, that's one of the persons I was. But in my rotation list of the same people. I ain't like to move around too much and talk to many different new people. Mm-mm. Wasn't no whoring there. That's why I didn't know what was going on with this situation. See, the horse told me to guard my heart when I found out about the babies. Now, the ones that was out there hoeing, they ain't finna be having emotions for a goddamn thing. They give two shits. They fuck on and then get the money and dip out. It was the nerds like me that didn't know. No man yet. Why? Then what's the title of this? Getting trauma can change you. First off, you can talk to like a guy and get to know people. You got to be careful these times just hopping up and getting a man. This ain't like 3 years ago. Things just changed. You just can't hop up and date and talk to different people now and just get a man. I got a man just be happy you saying you got one. There's too much stuff going on now. You got to analyze people. So that's not even the fact of the matter, okay? Because you got to get to know people. Yeah, I am cool. And a lot of whoever I dealt with always speak to me, always check on me, care about my well being. Great people. Great people. Want to spin the block, all that type of stuff. Great people. So they always knew I was a good person. But I don't play no games either. Never a Mr. I'm said Mr. but never a softy type. And I never want a guy to feel afraid to tell me what's up with him. Never feel like I'm just going to drop you to the side just because you had this situation going on. Like, no. People need to just keep it real. Keep it real with one another, especially if y'all ain't in a relationship quite yet. You ain't got to hide nothing. Keep that shit 100. Because I wasn't perfect. What, 2000? They would have called me 2005, 15. No, 2015. I wasn't perfect at all. But I was keeping it real. with the people I was talking to. I kept it real with them. And that was up to them to decide if they still wanted to deal with me or not. Straight up. But anyway, yeah, that caused some trauma. And I had to get that person out of my system. And I had to realize I didn't really love this. That wasn't love. It was all in my head. Or this person didn't love me how I thought. It was all a lie. You said somebody, oh, who's that Jimmy guy? Free that boy. Yeah, free Carmelo. That's a real sad situation right there. But you know what? I thought with the Carmelo issue, I thought the guy was bullying him like on the daily. I didn't know it was just from one incident and it led to that. Is that how that went? Because that case right there is real deep and I have not looked into that case. I usually cover cases on this channel. Yeah, but I had to heal from that trauma. Kat, if you still there, but I had to heal from that trauma. It basically realigned myself and get my mind back right because when you go through things like that, it can have you having a different outlook on things like everybody's fake. Nobody's loyal, and you don't want to really feel like that just because one person put you through a little situation. But the person was real smart. It ain't like they prolonged it. They was really trying to get up out of there anyway after a little bit of after I was applying a little pressure about things. They was trying to like escape anyway. And I had to let them fly. I'm feeling like that too. But I hope things get better for you too, Cap, because I feel completely better. I had took majority of this year. I had left it alone last year after I found out. I cried it out, got it all out my system because I really was crazy about this dude. And I don't know why I was because God had to show me that this person would have to come completely correct for me to ever feel like that. Because it was all in my head. Sometimes we can make up things in our head and take it and run with it. And it just will create more fantasies and more things that you think is okay, but it's not. But yeah, this year I had to come prepared, fully get myself healed, get myself back on the right track of being happy, of being in my new city, and be prepared to get out. See, I ain't been outside yet because I've been just getting my stuff together how I like to. So ain't nothing been outside for me. I like to hustle, get myself together, all the way together. But I'm going to be going back outside probably the end of July and August because I'm in Michigan. So we have to always catch that window before that snow hit. So you can go out there and meet people and interact with folks and stuff like that. It's a lot of decent, cool people over here. I'm a Scorpio. Yep, I'm a Scorpio. hmm And my friend was a Pisces. So we supposed to be compatible, but Pisces always been having a lot of trouble with them lately anyway. Pisces always kind of been like that. I know about Pisces. I was with them for years. And they always kind of had their way about them. You a Scorpio too? Okay. All right. I got a Scorpio story as well. I can't date no Scorpio man. Not anymore. Let's see. Getting along is one of the it's the best. You start rewinding things and notice stuff you missed. You start picking back up on hobbies. You so right, Gerard. And that's how I feel now. I'm feeling back content with myself. I'm glowing again. Picking back up on my hobbies. Just getting my energy back how it need to be. And don't get me wrong, I did go on that baby mama page. I haven't been on there in a long time, but when I first found out, she was having trouble Like, oh, I want a man with masculine energy. Where's the masculine energy man? And one that like to take car rides and listen to R&B and and I ain't gonna do nothing for somebody that ain't doing nothing for me. I'm like, ooh wee. Just focus on your child, baby. Focus on your child. Focus on your baby. So that's how I know they just had the child. Seemed like they just had the child, and he was out here just trying to get back in motion of, being with somebody. And I never experienced that, and I wouldn't want to go through that life. Having somebody baby, then they back out for the streets and they thinking about you and stuff like that. I wouldn't want to go through that. I don't wish that on no woman to experience. You could be like, oh, he a good co-parent all you want to, but you not having that whole family experience, it can be like a lot on you. You'll start feeling like, oh, I just was the sperm catcher. Yeah, I do walks. Well, she probably just had the child. She really don't probably, did get him. She just said one time she was like, I ain't gonna let nobody come over and just think they could use me and then go on with their business. You know what them dudes is? Probably go hit the skins, pick the baby up, hit the skins, and dip off back to its normal habitats. She caught on. But I just want my young ladies to know, don't let them older guys trick y'all out of, too much. Get what you need and dip out. But you know what? People felt shocked and when I found out about them. This person was shocked when I found out about him. Because I never knew that part of him. So he got shamed. Because he always played good man around me. Good man. The realest man. Okay. For now on, what I be saying, I can't vouch for nobody but myself nowadays. Oh, did you find out if he was? Did you find out he was hiding one? Because you just never know. Yes, Scorpio convention. If you hear Drake lyrics in Future, they Scorpios too, and Lil Boosie, and Omarion, and Big Boogie. I was peeping that they Scorpios too. And if you hear like Future and Drake, they always have like some emotional situations going on. Even Boosie, they always deep into their thoughts and they'll figure some shit out fast too. They know when somebody on bullshit quick too. I knew he was on bullshit. I couldn't pinpoint it at first. That's why I said at first when I found out he was on bullshit before I found out about the baby, he wasn't keeping it real. He was just acting like he was just on his regular BS. But he had something to say the whole time. You said y'all do understand that it is layers to getting to know people, right? You're so right. And like I said, I've been knowing of this person, knew of him for years, dealt with him for years off and on. Still didn't know him. But like I said, we was rekindling. We was rekindling. And I wonder, do you guys believe in rekindling or y'all just move forward? So the younger ladies are the ones that give them hell. My relative went through that. He abused her. He got with a young girl. She drugged him through the mud, stressed him out. Yes, some of them do. I've seen that. But this one right here seemed like, she was expecting more of him and he shortchanged her after he got the son. Because what the sister said, it was like, yeah, she was like, I didn't even know him having a baby neither till the baby was born. And he always wanted his son. So right there, they a year apart. They real close. We went to school together. So she said that. And she real nosy. When she said that, that mean he wouldn't, that was just baby moms. His other three kids is by his long term relationship. They got the same mother. So this was something new for him too. And like I said, that been happened before I came in the picture. But once he was around me, that baby was just a newborn, or she would. And when he was trying to get around me for the first half, she was pregnant at the end of her pregnancy. I did all the math. I did all the math. So I was like, shoot. Mm-hmm. His friends, we all went to school together. I remember one of his friends put on his status. He was like, I'm done with them young girls. I'm done dealing with them young chicks. So he ended up getting with his friend, which is the guy I'm talking about, his friend niece. So he ended up getting with her, and she's of age, older lady, her middle 30s and stuff. So yeah, he said he was done with the young chicks and the other friends too. So they was on the frenzy at one point, getting the young chicks and having fun and all that. Yeah, lesson learned. Learned a lesson, did he? Yeah, he probably did learn a lesson. Yeah, yep, he probably did. But I did too. I don't want to learn the biggest lesson. I don't want to learn the lesson. And that trauma will change you, because that's just half of the trauma. I ain't really want to base this live off him, but that was just half of it. I learned the lesson. And like you said, it's layers to getting to know somebody. And maybe, like I said, that rekindling time was so excited and happy to see him. And if I would have took it slower, I probably would have got. He probably would have told me if I would have took it real slow. Like, let us go take a walk at this museum first, because he would have been down. Let's take some time and talk and all that. He might have would have shared it. But if you bring people into your home, getting them all comfortable where you lay your head and all that, they're going to be like, oh, I hit the jackpot. I'm back where I want to be. Ego boost. Feeling like a king. She makes me feel great about myself. It made him feel hot to be hit on by younger women. But keeping her is another thing completely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like I said, the child is 2 now. So it seemed like she doing her thing. He possibly doing his thing. Look, I was just happy when I got back on my Facebook page so I could drop a couple memes at first so we could see them. And then, be done. Because I don't ever be stressing the issue too much. But I want to let people know that trauma can change people, either for the worse or for the best. And this changed me for the best. It helped me get to know myself better. I did take that old friend advice to guard your heart, because that's something I should have did. That was the time that was the moment I wanted to give my heart, because I'm really not that type of person that much. I always did guard my heart with this person, regardless how much I liked them before. But that was the first time that I opened up my heart to give this person a chance. Because I was like, wow, it's new beginnings for everything with me. I was like, maybe this would be a new beginning for us too. But no, it happened to be a toxic one. And then I had to be in my new city, in my new home, with all that toxicity on me, feeling like shit for a while. Easier said than done when some people be all like, I ain't thinking about no niggas. I ain't thinking about that. Yeah, I hate when people say that, because they know they care. When they get to saying all that, that's when they care the most. Sometimes you gotta cry it out and talk about it and get it off your chest, or go to that therapy or something like that. Sometimes you have to, because that's how you're gonna start your healing process, and that's when the better stuff gonna start coming in your life. And then forgive that person too, because that's something I had to learn too. Forgive that person too for them not knowing what they've done when they hurted you, and then let it go. Now living life. And then I just wanted to say this to help out others because that trauma is real. And I felt like I had some trauma on me at that point. It was stuff happening back to back. After that, it was like back to back stuff because my energy was so off. Couldn't stay focused for real. I'm trying to melt the ice around my heart. Ooh. So your heart done got cold. See, my heart didn't get cold. It just got cold against that person. Because I never look at them the same. I used to look at them highly. I put them on a pedestal. And that could be our problem sometimes. You cannot vouch for nobody but yourself. You can't put people on a pedestal. But God is the only person we should have on that pedestal. Because people was down here made to disappoint. No matter how good it feel like they treating you or you treating them, there could always be something hidden behind it. And that's what I learned from this situation. So, for all the ones like, oh, is you single now and all of this type of stuff, when I start dating, I'm going to have to ask a dude off rip. Just because he's in his 40s or even 50s. Any new babies on the way or just had one? Please keep it 100 so I can decide if I want to deal with you or not. Just let me know off top. What the hell? Trusting is hard. Yeah, it is. Hey, Jasmine. Trusting is hard. But you know what Kaya said? It ain't like I trust him like that. But you know what Kaya said? You put your trust in a nigga, stupid hoe. How you figure? What? He want F your best friend or your sister. Lie to ya. Then screw ya. Get mad when his homeboys. What? Okay. You know. I don't really be trusted anyway too much. This is the whole point. I'm one of them type of persons that I like to guard everything. Now I ain't guard the heart that time, but I'm the type I like to guard my space. I ain't want people to know where I'm laying my head. Like I said, I'm in my new city. The town I come from, people could just ride down your street, see if your car pulled up at your yard, and think they can clock your moves like that. Oh, she just in the same city as me. But over here, this is the city that people come to come party, eat at. There's a lot of things functioning here, so they feel like, oh, that's my gateway, that's my getaway. And that's what I felt like he was about to try to do with me. Like this was gonna be his getaway spot where he want to hide everything, come get away, have some fun, and then go back to his secrecy life. Like how long was he gonna be able to keep that up? That's some crazy stuff. Yep, Scorpio behavior. That's some crazy stuff. But a lot of dudes be thinking this type of stuff is okay. They go sit around and talk about it. They talk about the, oh, son, so she found out about the baby she found. You know, I ain't want her to know. You know, because he did that on purpose. He did that on purpose. And I'm so happy that things did not prolong. Because what if I would have got pregnant too and then I wouldn't have known until after the fact? That type of stuff will hurt me. Because I am sensitive with that type of stuff. That would hurt me. Scorpios have a shell. I'm a Venus in Cancer, so I have two shells. Crab is the Cancer. Okay. Okay. And you know, Cancers are very sensitive, overthinkers. Y'all don't like nobody playing with y'all emotions, not even a little bit. Y'all do keep it real with people. Cancers will keep it real. Cancers will keep it real. But they also like a little sneaky as well. Water signs are all sneaky in their own way. But it ain't really you being sneaky. We just grown and it's our business. But it definitely could be a little sneaky. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you know when you like somebody a lot and you love them or think you love them, that's when you know it'll cause trauma. Now somebody you don't really love and like, you could give two shits what they do. You be like, oh, done. You drop like a bad habit. Mars and Scorpio too. Okay. All right now. She know that natal chart. You is up on it. I wonder, is it Shay? Is that how you say it? The CHE? Shay Shear? Very in my shells. Yes. I enjoyed talking to you guys tonight about this trauma. I feel so good getting this off my chest. I felt so good getting this off my chest, just letting it all go. Chest chair. Okay. Women threatened my home once. A woman threatened my home once, sat by the door with a shotgun. She tried to sick her boys on me. I gave up on dating right then and there. Yes, it's some toxic women out here. Very bad. And you know what the crazy thing about it? It just could be like you probably never dated toxic women as toxic as that before, but it just happened to be that one experience that can cause so much trauma and make you look at a lot of situations different. And I seen that with my own dad when he was trying to date this one lady. I didn't know nothing about her. But see, when he was married to my mom, she was an awesome wife to him. Like, you know how some people, they don't know how to treat the people that's awesome to them good. I never seen them argue. I never seen my mom mistreat him. She always took care of the home, took care of him in every way, loved on her husband in every good, positive way. But, a lot of people don't appreciate that. So when he started dating these new women and he finally met one that was so toxic, I'm talking about she had some sons that was trying to steal his car. All she wanted was money all the time. He had to do a lot for her and her sons. All of that. He never, and I felt like I almost had to intervene. Like, Dad, do you want me to go talk to this woman? He like, no, let God handle her. But he left her quickly. Her sons was really bad, and I think one of them just lost his life like last year. A little 15-year-old. But I know they was doing like stuff to my dad's car or something, I heard, and all this type of weird stuff. So he had a toxic one too. You got to be careful with those type of people. You definitely do. And I'm glad you made it out of that situation, Gerard. It's messed up that you gave up on dating completely due to that person, because her doing that was not normal. Having a shotgun, trying to, hurt you and stuff. No, she ain't right in the mind. Jasmine said, well, I'm trying to come out of my shell and overcoming depression, but don't know. In this new dating era, it's beyond me. Now, depression is very hard to come out of. And sometime you might have to see therapy. You're going to probably have to say a lot of prayer. Possibly if you're a spiritual person, you get like spiritual cleanses. That white sage, some people believe in it, some people don't. It kind of cleanses the energies around you. You have to stay away from things that trigger you, people that trigger you, anything that's familiar that triggers you, even if you dating or the people you used to date. If you date somebody new and they have any little signs of that old style of dating, get away from it fast. You don't want nothing triggering you and making your depression worse. Coming out of your shell, if you're saying that, I don't know if you mean like you don't talk much or you isolated yourself. Oh, Gerard said he had the shotgun because she sat by the door. Oh, she threatened your home once and you sat by the door with a shotgun. Oh, because she tried to put her boys on you. Heck yeah, you had to have the burner on you. Yeah, you was protecting yourself. That's self-defense for sure. Yeah, these people are crazy out here. I don't know why people put other people involved in their stuff anyway, because that could have got real ugly. Kat, I'm going to just say Kat. She said, I feel like I made a bond with someone in the past life, and I can't find my true love here. And you know what? That is so common nowadays that people cannot. They say you only meet your true love once. So I don't know if mine was my ex-fiance for them 12 years. I didn't feel like he was my true love. And some people might come across there as a much older age too. I've seen that too with these testimonies. If y'all see that lady, Tanette, she got Auntie Naomi, that little girl, Auntie Naomi. Seemed like she met her soulmate in the older age. Her and Fred. She had 5 or 6 kids prior to that relationship, and different dads. But now she with the love of her life. I'm talking about living a good life. Beautiful home, family all loving on each other. It was her time. It happened to be her 40s though, but it was her time. I love that testimony. I see that a lot. Bram Stoker's Dracula. This theme. Ever seen it? No, I have not. I have not. And Jasmine, I hope you be able to get over that depression. Like you say, you're overcoming it, but you don't know. I hope things get better for you. Take it one day at a time. Stay in a positive mindset, please. Because how the world is today, a lot of people is like losing trust for things. And a lot of people don't believe in love no more. A lot of people gave up on it. They don't want to hurt no more. They just want to take care of home, make their money, do their hobbies, exercise, all that good stuff. And if you do talk to somebody, like I said, don't put too much into it right away. Don't. And rekindling, be careful with rekindling. Because that's what I was talking about. That's my situation. Rekindling. It always was me. I didn't fall in love with this person until they walked away. I said this person always had a strict program. He used to tell me back in the day when I used to want to cut him off. He'd be like, "This will be the last time I let you cut me off." He felt like I was playing the games. Back then, I used to keep it real player because that's how I used to protect myself. And he was always the one trying to force his way in, and that can scare me too. Like when people try to fall in love too quick, act like they, over caring. I kind of like to be the one to be doing that. Some people believe in the man being the one. Man do have to select at the end of the day. You do want them more crazier over you than you is them. But when he was crazier over me, I used to be scared and pull away a lot. Then I became crazier over him a little too late, possibly. So we'll just leave it at that with him. Because some people it take them longer to grow on certain things. But I let him go. I'm letting the past be the past now. Okay, Gerard says social media is a lot of it too. People have access to each other like never before. You are so right. Ooh, the temptations is on social media. It is. Back in our times, you have to see people in person. We had to write letters, and we had to share one home phone. Or we had cell phones with just minutes. Call after a certain time. So we have to be very precise and direct. Now people get temptations. So much lusting on there. Everybody naked. You got old flames rekindling, jumping in DMs. You got random people just feeling bored at night, asking folks what they doing and saying, "Go to sleep, big head, grand rising." So, and I'm telling you, they just got around the clock access to BS on social media. I always looked at social media as just the entertainment spot. That's how I looked at it. But yeah, they do got it on. Yeah, the temptations on there really did a number on us. Let's see what Kat say. Mina was Dracula's wife in a past life, and he threw herself out of the palace tower when someone lied to her and said he was dead. Wow, and he found her in the future with the fiance. You should watch. Wow. Okay, so when he found her in the future with a fiance, did they end up getting back together, her and Dracula? Mina. I mean, Mina was Dracula's wife in the past life. Did they end up getting back together? Men and women get off on a daily likes, and it can be addictive. Oh, so they like them likes and stuff. Yeah, because on social media, they call everybody fine, handsome, gorgeous, sexy, and people kind of take it and run with it. People kind of take it and run with it. They sure do. Social media is a mess. Okay, and what's the name of it? Cat. Okay, Bram Stoker Dracula. Okay, Bram Stoker Dracula. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm always looking for good movies. So it's kind of like a love story in a way. Never really got off into the vampire films, but this one sounds familiar. I mean, this one sounds interesting. Let me see. Look, I gotta take notes. I'm writing it down. Thank you guys for joining the live. I didn't know we was gonna go over an hour. I get to ranting. I might have some more stories on here soon too. So you guys make sure you subscribe if you haven't, because I do a little bit of everything on my channel, but I like to keep it 100 because so many people when they tell their stories, they always got, oh, it makes you cry. Oh, I hope it don't make me too sensitive. Snapchat. What'd you say? Snapchat is where a lot of the affairs start. Get out of here. See, I hate Snapchat. I didn't know Snapchat is where I thought Facebook. I'm more like old school, so I thought it was Facebook. The one seemed like people got so much access. I ain't know Snapchat get like that. I thought it was Facebook and Instagram. Wow. And people just be cheating and cheating. You know what? I just sat back and see all these folks be cheating on each other. I see some dude, he got a woman, gave her two extra kids. Because, people making these kids later in life now. I was going to do it too, like start over. That's what I was trying to do, her, but start over. Because I do want to have one more. But people having these kids now later in life, they have like late 30s and early 40s. And sometimes people get too comfortable in their relationship, but I be seeing this one guy, he just click thumbs. I call it happy thumbs. He just giving all these women hearts and hard eyes under their pictures. It's like, where's the respect for your woman? You got a beautiful woman at home. You know she the truth. Well, he gave her two babies, it felt like he had to set her down or something. But I don't like how he be all up under them lustful women pictures, like all of them, all the time. They poke their ass out, tits be all out, trying to get everybody attention. They like to break up homes. There's a lot of people out here that love sleeping with other people, folks, and husband and wives. That's one thing I never believed in. I believe in dating one person at a time. I really do, because you can mess yourself up trying to talk to multiple people at once. That's taking on a lot of energies, soul ties, and stuff. It just ain't healthy to do especially when you have a certain age. Said it's sad. Oh yeah, Snapchat automatically deletes. But yeah, Snapchat do automatically deletes messages, but it's a few of them that you can save on there too. It's a few that be staying saved. Said it's sad and one at a time, exactly. Okay, yeah, I might have to check that out, but I have to be prepared because I don't want to be too sad. So I have to have my tissues close. I don't want to. I never really watched a sad romantic movie in a long time. I had to keep that upbeat energy. I had to keep that upbeat energy for one while. So it was a lot of comedy. If it ain't comedy, I ain't want to watch it. Yeah. But yeah. So guys, I'm doing a lot better from that trauma. I had to do a lot of meditating. Oh, first I had to do a lot of crying, meditation, prayer, journaling as well, forgiving, and coming to reality about things. Then I had to revisit the situation to see what was thrown off that I didn't catch on at the time, the red flags. Because, see, I like Six Flags physically, but you know how they be trying to say red flags? They be like, you will see all the red flags, like, oh, they'll be sarcastic with, like, oh, you love Six Flags, huh? You like the carnival. See, I don't like it. What Vivian Green say, emotional roller coaster, I don't like it. At this big grown age, I like peace and prosperity, reassurance, keeping it 100. I always did obtain those qualities, but it's at the intense level now. I don't have time for games. I'm not even where I want to be at in life, so I'm always a goal pusher. I'm always aiming for better. I feel great about myself. My son is successful. He graduated. He's successful. He's doing his thing. He's an adult. It's my time now. And I got to take care of me. So, like, I was putting those people on a pedestal and vouching hard for them, thinking they this and that. Oh, they're the apple of my eye. Now I give all that to me. Always felt good about myself and all that whatnot. But all of that I thought of them, that's how I think of me now. I poured it all into me. I'm the shining star now. They can have they already got their own commotion now. They got the new babies, the new baby mom. They got shit going on that I don't no longer have. Okay, that's what I feel good about. I don't have no attachments to nothing. I detached from everything that was toxic. I wasn't about to let that trauma eat me alive and keep me depressed and keep me not focused on what I need to do. Because I had bigger fish to fry. I had hating family members that didn't want to see me win. So I didn't put the pressure off on that one person because that person did always push me and inspire me, to do better. It was those freaking family members too that I had to let go. That caused trauma too. First, it was that trauma on top of this one, so that's why I was really messed up. Cause I'm like, dang, people just want to see me down bad in every type of way. Yeah, thank you, Gerard. Yep, he did his culinary. He just graduated his culinary stuff. Yep, he ain't got no kids. He's 23. Thank you so much. I tell him you said congratulations too. We need more of our young brothers out here doing positive stuff. Got his driver's license stuff. We still got to work on this car because I did have a car for him, and then something got crashed with it. It wasn't on his behalf, and then it wasn't. It was totaled out. So maybe me and his dad can come up with something. That's what we're trying to work on now. Just give him his first beater at least, you know, and that'll be helpful to him because he got to do his culinary stuff in the morning. I got to take him soon. They got to do some type of catering. But I'm so proud of my son because I always protected him so he wouldn't have the same traumas as me just coming up. He's the cycle breaker. He's the result of the breaking cycles. So I always be proud of him and his outcome and pray for him a lot because I didn't want to be one of the mothers that just push him to hood stuff like, oh, my son ain't hood enough. I didn't see my classmate do that. And their sons went to prison and all that type of stuff. And we're trying to keep our young kings and queens out of there and, out of doing things that we overcame. Thank you so much, Kat, too. Thank you so much. Yep, I did the best I can. I was just seeing the memory too of when I took him to Vegas for his 18th birthday and stuff. I made sure I did traveling for everything. I'm telling you, when me and his dad broke up, when I did date, I didn't bring no man around my son. I just could not. I could not, because he already had a dad. So I wasn't looking for no dad for him. So he already had a dad. But it was just the fact I couldn't bring no man around because I didn't want to be male centered while I'm parenting. Because having a relationship, some people good at balancing it. Don't get me wrong. Like if somebody come in like I want the whole complete family and be there for you and your son too. Okay, that would have been great. But other than that, I didn't want to put too much time into a relationship to my focus off on my son because I wanted to break certain cycles. So I needed to have my focus completely on him. Because if I would have had that man around, I would have had to what you know how that go. I would have had to my man, my man, my man, and all of this, and then my son would have been slipping things through my fingers that I wouldn't have been catching. And you got to keep an eye on those teens because he came up in them times during the shutdown in high school. So he was doing virtual work, and I had to make sure I stay on his head about that, all that type of stuff. I'm like, you about to graduate, young brother. We ain't having that stuff. You said, but they do find each other and saves Dracula's soul. Okay, that sounds like a sweet movie. I'm gonna have to check it out. I don't know how soon I'll get to it, but I definitely will look into that. Okay, you said I've seen one of my friends in the casket. It's nothing nice. He got killed and didn't even do nothing. Somebody just decided to rob him, and I cry like a baby. Yeah, that is so sad. And I'm giving my condolences to you, Gerard. And that's why I left my city because I was losing too many people I knew to nonsense violence. And rest in peace to all those young brothers. I mean, they was losing their life left and right. And you know what was sad is that one of the guys that lost his life, the place I worked at, I ain't gonna name this place, but y'all will probably catch on. I had to put like the mail in the PO boxes and stuff like that. And the fact that he used to come pick up his mail in that PO box and it started filling up because his family didn't come up there yet, to let us know that he's deceased. But I knew. And that used to hurt me walking past his P.O. box. Man, that hurted me bad. That hurted me when they took that boy out. Yeah, that's some different type of pain when, you know, losing and innocent people that ain't got nothing to do with the situation. So that's why we do have to pray over our loved ones and for one another for safety. And that's why I always end off of things that I do on YouTube. Majority, I always say, stay sane and stay safe. Because I really be meaning that. Like, I'm really highly sensitive. And I hate crimes and unnecessary crimes and stuff like that and violence. I just really, really hate it. Yeah, so guys, let's see what time I'm at because I could talk all night. It's going on 3 a.m. here. Where are you guys from, if you don't mind? What state are you guys from? Because I was thinking about visiting Iowa, and that's one of the states that is not talked about much. But some was calling my name in Iowa. I'm like, what's in Iowa? Nobody never took a vacation to freaking Iowa. But I'm from Michigan, guys. And where are you guys from, if you guys don't mind? Yeah, rest in peace to that young brother that passed. But for anybody that entered the live, if you're going through trauma, had those trauma experience, you know that can change you for the better or the worse. Even us losing our friends, certain loved ones, all of that can become like a trauma as well. Um, I just know I wanted to continue keeping myself upbeat because I didn't want to look different in the face. I knew that trauma can make you all like from the times of crying and being confused and sad, emotional, it could wear on you. And I was like, no, I need my spark back. So I know this is the year that my spark is going to be back. because last year I was just going through so much emotions, and not from that person, like I said, it was from other things. And this the year is kind of getting fixed. It's taking a long time, but I see it's coming together. Iowa is peaceful, but they have cities too, like Sauk City. Okay, and then Des Moines, I think Des Moines, I Des Moines or something. They got the other city too in Iowa, kind of popular. Okay, Chicago suburbs. Okay, my aunt Mary is in Chicago. Visited a few times too. Last time been to Chicago. Let me see. I think we drove through there when we went to Madison. Yeah, I think it's when I went to Madison, Wisconsin one time. Des Moines, its capital. Yep, that's what I was looking at on YouTube. Yeah, Chicago suburbs is definitely better than the inner city. So yeah, Chi-Town, Windy City. So last year we went to that Michael Jackson event in Gary, Indiana, and there was a lot of Chicago people there because you know Chicago's not far from there. And it was so fun. I never seen so many Michael Jacksons at once in my life. That was so interesting. So fun. I don't know if they're gonna have it again this year. But so Gerard, are you from Iowa? Where you from, Gerard? When I see Des Moines, I don't know how to pronounce it. When I seen it on YouTube, it kind of looked like you said, it is peaceful, but I guess they got like the hoods over there. Not sure like how hood it can get, because you know the hoods I'm used to, people used to get lose their life right away and all that type of stuff. So wow. Um, yeah, but I was considering Iowa. I was like, do I want to move over there? I never been there, but it just seems so peaceful, laid back. Still Midwest for sure. But Kat and Gerard, I'm gonna miss y'all when I get off this live. Y'all so lit. Y'all the type of people I make my moderators if my channel get back popping. I used to do this YouTube stuff way back, like Lovely Tea Time. We always around the same time. And I took a 10-year break. And I'm gonna tell you guys, if you got anything you got a passion for, never take a break. Don't let nothing stop you. Actually document it. Shoot. Cause I should have been documenting those 10 years. Every major city have a hood. You right. Every major city have a hood, and every small city is messy. So much mess. We should hang out sometime next time you come through. We sure should, Cat. Please. That's why I'm hoping you guys hit that notification bell twice. I'm telling you, because I'm coming back. I got to get my mic. I want to get a mic so I can be showing myself more. I mean, I can show myself now, but then I can prop the phone up and be a little distance and stuff and still talk. Y'all can hear me clearer. We definitely gonna hang out. Y'all my YouTube family. I don't play about my YouTube family. Gerard, did you tell us what city you from yet? You know I'm nosy. I'm waiting. But for now, guys, we ain't gonna worry about that date and stuff. Just we gonna let it just flow. We gonna let it flow. Cause the more you let it flow, the more you the hot commodity. Okay, Iowa, Indiana, Wisconsin. That's where them guns in Chicago are coming from. Minnesota too. Oh yeah. But what city you from, Gerard? He still ain't telling us, Cat. Well, I ain't know Iowa's with the shits with the guns. Yeah, Wisconsin. That's my granddad now from Madison, Wisconsin. Have not been to Milwaukee, but I know they get busy up there. Oh, you gonna email me? Okay. Yep, glamcam84 at gmail.com. That's right. I am growing. You right. Thank you for becoming a new subscriber as well. But you know what? Detroit, that's in East Michigan. I'm in West Michigan. Now, Detroit, they've been getting completely out of hand. First, it was Chicago, but now Detroit, man, they is just doing the most. And I wanted to go. The guy I was just telling y'all about, my trauma bond guy, I'll say that. His sister stays in Detroit, so she was inviting me to come visit her. And I was covering that Naziah Harris case, and I didn't feel comfortable going over there because I was like, I don't want to go over there until they find Naziah. And then Jarvis ended up unaliving himself, and we still don't know about little Naziah whereabouts. Plus, it's so much BS be going on over there. You could just be at the wrong gas station at the wrong time. Just so much going over there. I don't feel comfortable going over. Even though she's comfortable at peace, she's a prayed up woman. But it just seemed like I just don't feel right going over there right now. What do you say? Let's see. Hey, mama, just stopped by and said hello. That all. I hope your night is going good. Thank you, Jules Daily. Thank you so much. I hope your night is going well too. It's morning where I'm at now. It's 3. Gerard said that's where all the straw purchases come from in felon fleas. What, Chicago? That would be great. I love Michigan. Oh, you love Michigan? Okay. The mitten. Yeah, Michigan is very unique. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't care for the winters anymore, but hey, that come with it. We be prepared. We be bundled up. You know how we get our coats, get our nice boots and stuff, dress real nice in the winter. So we be prepared. Yep, that's it. Glamcam84 at gmail.com. Yep, that's it. Yep, hit me up whenever you want. Yep, hit me up, guys. No surrounding states. That's where them guns are coming from. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. And they just dropping them off in the hood. It's like all the little young folks just feel like they gotta have one. Back in the day, it was just rare to be like one person off the clique or something got one. It's hard to come by a gun back in the day. We used our hands. We are no, we as good fighters because we is the ones that got whoopings. Get what I'm saying? A lot of people I went to school with is still alive, and I got a lot of friends that's 35 on down. Those was the ones I was losing. The ones that are 35ish. They 35ish now, but they was losing their life like 31, 29, and all that type of stuff. But the ones still alive, they like 35 or 36. But a lot of people my age in the early 40s, because I'm not ashamed to say my age, 41. I love being 41. We still alive because we are the ones that used to have to nuck if you buck. Will beat the brakes off a nigga. Do you hear me? We ain't have to go get no guns, and we live to see another day. Somebody hair might be pulled out, somebody face might be scratched up, somebody might be bumped up. But I bet they married or had a kids and they taking care of home to this day. We alive to this day. Nobody had to get no guns. Guns is the last resort. That's when somebody trying to attack in the most violent way, rape. Well, I say grape because we on YouTube. Hurts, do something that's vicious. You get what I'm saying? You gotta get them back off you. That's what it was for. You have a wonderful night too, Daily. Oh, okay, I did not know, Mama. My apology. What you say? I saw that story. Oh, you talking about the Naziah Harris story? Not in Los Angeles. It's beautiful. Homicide rate was higher in the 90s. Wow. So you saying like all them Menace to Society days and stuff like that? Because you remember on Boys in the Hood, everything they was getting busy. Even though there was movies, but that's technically what was going on in neighborhoods. Wow. Yep. In the bigger cities though, because the cities I was in, the violence wasn't so high as it was like in 2010, 2013, 2016 in 2000 and 2021. I think that's when there was some more violence. I heard that the CIA dropped guns off in the inner cities to be found to cause trouble. Yeah, I believe it. But y'all remember on those movies how, like on the movie Fresh, how the little boy wanted the gun? They used to just go in the back alley in them New Yorks and stuff like that and just go buy some guns. That's what I believe they be doing too. And on BMF, on that one series, they had them like on the tariffs, dropping them off in the hood because they made from different countries a lot of the guns. So they do get dropped off and then they sell them to any of the kids and stuff. Yeah, that's messed up. You said you learned that in college. Chicago had over 900 homicides in 1992, and that hasn't happened nowadays. Wow. 6 7, somebody put, okay, we ain't gonna have that. Um, but don't forget, like when it picked back up that time, like 2010, when Chief Keef now was out, back in them BDK days and all that. It was really terrible over there. The OTFs with the O Block stuff and all that. That was one part when it got back bad again, Chicago. It was terrible. Poor baby girl. Yeah, Naziah Harris, rest in peace to Naziah. That baby girl stayed on my mind. She still do, but I'm trying to let her rest since the court situation went on. But I wasn't getting no good sleep behind that. 2012 had, yep, 2012. That was around the time, I'm trying to tell you, it got so crazy. Okay, so those dudes in Chicago around 2012, they used to come to the city I was in and do some music. Who was it? Think Chief Keef came once, but it was Fredo Santana. He passed away from overdose, and it was Little Reese, and they used to bring the other Chicago boys with them to the city I was in. Mind you, I ain't far from Chicago, just 2 hours. And two of the Chicago guys must have jumped on one of my cousins or something. Chipped his teeth all up, messed his teeth all up, beat him up. And next thing you know, one of the Chicago guys died in that town, in my city. He lost his life. Allegedly, that one of our other cousins, they try to pin it off on him. It's sad the cousin pointed the finger at the other cousin. He trying to defend him and see who beat him up, but he pointed the finger at him and go say the cousin killed the guy. So yeah, they was getting real busy, but that was like 2012 then. They was getting busy, boy. I'm telling you, the murder rate was terrible. Like nobody was thinking twice before they do anything. All that's alleged, but that's how it went. Let's see. Bloods and Crips and Latin Kings. Yeah. But they said that started in Cali, and now everybody else, Latin Kings and Bloods and Crips everywhere else now. I'm glad it slowed up. I don't hear people talking about it too much now in other cities besides LA. But people had that bad repping this and that and all of that type of stuff. 900 compared to 500 though. Yeah, you're right, Gerard. That's true. But either way, they both high numbers. I know it was due to crack, but gun violence was way more off the chain. Okay, so the gun violence was more off the chain due to a lot of the crack drug dealings and taking over blocks back then, and money, because money caused a lot of these situations back in those times. But guys, I ain't gonna be able to go to sleep because I gotta get up in about another hour. I really enjoyed talking to you all. Anything else we need to cover? Because Gerard still ain't tell us where he from. Let me see. Let me go look through the comments, see if I missed it. He just totally just overlooking that. Cause I know you ain't from no Iowa. Let's see. Yeah, but I guess we can wrap it on up, guys. Thank you guys for all giving me some good feedback. Oh, you from Tennessee? Now you want to? Okay, because you know I wanted to discuss your where you from. Okay, from Tennessee. All right now. So is that close to Nashville or Memphis? Cause you know they get busy in Memphis, baby. They ooh wee. That's one of them tough cities too. Because every time we go visit Columbus, Mississippi, we have to stop at Memphis Airport or just Memphis in general and then drive the rest of the way to Columbus. So I don't know if you close to that or was. But anyway, yeah, Memphis is really wow. And I know my classmate, she lost her son in Memphis. I think he got set up when he went to a party at an Airbnb. He really didn't supposed to be there because them people was acting shady with him anyway. But as soon as he walked off to his car, next thing you know, his car is getting lit up. But nobody know what happened. All the people that's supposed to be his friends. They checked the rain cameras. You could kind of see the commotion on the rain cameras, but you could not see where the shots was coming from and who was doing that. But you know that was so tragic, and that happened about a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago. So sad. You said fentanyl chilled them out. Some died, less murders, more overdose. Yeah, you're right. Fentanyl is terrible. Fentanyl is the worst. All those street drugs is. And I was watching a dash cam video on YouTube. It was some Hispanic women's trying to sneak some fentanyl pills in from like Mexico and stuff. New Mexico or whatever. Wherever they was coming from. But I'm glad they caught them. But it was like, man, so many people could have lost their life just behind those little pills. It's very sad. And when we think about our trauma, sometimes we got to think about the people out there that's dealing with loved ones that's on that stuff, you know, that's have to see their loved ones downfall on those bad drugs. You know, they the one dealing with harsh reality. People got bigger fish to fry than us, so we need to be thankful for the small things and continue to pray for the people that's going through the huge things. Because ours is fixable. People just need to get their heart right, learn from them lessons, and keep being great. No street drug is worse than fent. A crumb can drop a grown man. Exactly. You right, ain't nothing worse than fent. You on that level, but I'm just saying, even like crack rocks and what that heroin, all that. You know, it's still just as terrible. You know, because a lot of people are not functional when they're on it. They don't take care of things how they need to or themselves when they indulge in that stuff. Yeah, fit is crazy. And it's sad that people want to just distribute that just for some money, you know, just to live. It's really sad. Yeah, fit is worse than heroin. But I would just say, you remember on those movies how we seen like people like Ray Charles when they did do the heroin, a lot of people did had OD'd on it though. I'm saying it's still bad because so many people was ODing on heroin. But fent, like you said, it just taking people. Yeah, fent is just the worst of the worst. Meth, fent, all of that. And they need to continue getting it off the streets. Yeah, we are blessed. You right, Kat. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. That's why I don't complain about this small stuff. I be like, because it's people out here really going through things. It's children out here and people our age who loved ones on this stuff, and they just begging them and hoping they get off of the fent or the heroin and all those street drugs. Mm-hmm. Indeed. I'm really enjoying you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate my YouTube family stopping in, talking to me, educating. We educate one another. I never want to be the type to think I know it all or want to be the smartest in the room. Never. We learn from each other. Hmm. Cycle breakers. We learn from that trauma. We learn from those red flags. We winning. We winning for real. So what Gerard said? You can swipe a store counter and it'll pop up in your system. Fent is no joke. You know, I'm gonna look up Fent when we get off here. I'm gonna educate myself more on that. Every time I do see something about Fent, it's like a person passed away. It always would be like people talking about their loved ones or their child that they lost behind Fent. It seems like you don't have no chance, versus like, the dope fiends, crackheads. No offense out there how I'm saying this. You know how we see them just continue to get their high, get their fix. It usually will be, have death knocking at their door eventually too. But with Fent, like you said, it seems like it's just if they take one too many, they're just gone. And I don't know too much about the drug, but I've seen how it looked from certain things on TV and stuff like that. But it's so sad. Yes, you do. I'm your new soul sister, indeed. Yes. That's amazing how you can find your family on a platform. Okay, so it shuts down your respiratory system. Out of trust crack before that. Yeah, yeah. Out of trust crack before that. I don't want either, but you're right. So basically, when they take the fent, it just automatically just shuts down the respiratory system. So is this something like they take as soon as the high go down, they want more, or just kills them right away? Because something people was be getting involved in. I know they got something they have in the country part called Rothbury, called the Electric Forest, and people go out there and be out there probably about 3 days, 3 nights or something. They have concerts, performances. They sleep out there in tents. And people get into a lot of psychedelic drugs or whatever they call it. But I used to work at a hospital where I used to be take a part-time position called patient companion. And that's when you'll watch anybody that's like on suicide watch or will take off their medical equipment or even come in there under some type of influence or something. So I done seen some people freak out under some drugs like they're possessed and stuff. It's really scary. They have to put them in restraints and everything. I used to wonder, was it like fentanyl? Not sure, but it'll like had them freaking out, and all the doctors and nurses I have to rush in there and I guess put them under some type of meds, to keep them calm and keep their heart rate down and stuff. Not sure if that was fent or anything, but I know they was like the person would be all kind of scratched up because they'd be like they might have been running in the streets naked or kind of acting like they're possessed. Let's see. So no, you could touch it and die. Damn. Like I said, I was watching that dash cam on YouTube and they had them in pill bottles, big white pill bottles. And all that police did was just peeped in there once and was like, we finna arrest y'all. Y'all ain't getting out no more. So yeah, that's dangerous. So I saw a police video with the officer finding a car full of overdose fentanyl user. She touched it somehow and it took 24 doses of Narcan to get her back. Fentanyl is 100 times stronger than heroin. Damn. Ooh, they need to get that off the streets. Oh my goodness. So I know they probably throwing them people almost life when they get caught with fentanyl. I mean, just how could you feel right in yourself, in your spirit, selling that to get a buck? I mean, I don't like judging people, but that's very evil. Meth, okay. It's stronger than heroin and meth. That's some evil stuff, boy, to want to distribute that to people knowing that it will kill them just to get a buck. And how do people get strung out on fentanyl? What, they just be like, kind of like just want to take themselves out? I say it's stronger than morphine. Mm. Yeah, that is really scary. But I'm definitely gonna look into that. I'm gonna look it up when I get off of here on YouTube. And it always be sad because, like, I did watch one fentanyl story about, like I said, the person passed away, and that always seemed to be the case. They family talking about how they loved one passed away and took some fentanyl. So it's like heroin. That's why I was telling Gerard. That's why I said heroin was really it was taking a lot of people out too. Even though they was going through their doses of it, but it seemed like one little bit of cc's of the amount they need to take, they gone. Rest in peace to those people, man, because that's a sickness. So they press pills and shit. Yep, yep. So my brother used to do fent. He was fucked up bad, but he been sober 3 months. I'm so glad he been sober 3 months. Oh my goodness. I know that took a lot for him to get sober. He had to go like to rehabs and stuff. I know that's something he couldn't just stop cold turkey. Oh my goodness. I have a question for Justice. So when your brother recovered for these 3 months, do you feel like he's truly back to himself, or you can tell that he once was an addict? Because sometimes you can tell a recovering addict, and no judgment to that. 41 Dub said, "Would you come for a holiday in Australia?" Okay, now you doing too much. We're not gonna do that. Okay, let's see. Fentanyl is way stronger than heroin. Okay, he definitely wants to go back, like I could tell. Ooh wee. Yes, he even had to go to jail a couple times. Yeah, that's why I kind of figured just as like it'd be really hard for a fentanyl user to just completely stop. Because even you see with crack users, they even like they start calling their name. You know, they'll get cleaned up for a while, but they get that itch for it. Anything can give them that itch. But I hope your brother stay well. You know, I know it's hard for you guys to just keep an eye on him around the clock, you know, because he is an adult. But, you know, I don't want him going back around that stuff. Let's see what Kat say. It's been therapeutic here tonight. You're a good woman. You're going to get your happiness when you decide you're ready to leave the past behind. Yeah, I think I have left the past behind too, Kat. It's coming. Someone who checks all your boxes. Oh, thank you. Same to you, Kat. You have a very blessed night too if you're getting off, okay? I enjoy you. I'll be back on again. I sure will. I'm gonna try to cut it short right now so I can just rest up really quick because I have to get back out anyway in about an hour. Okay, Justice said yes, but I'm keeping him away from it. Great job, Justice. I hope you're not, I hope it's not putting too much stress on you. for you trying the best you can. It's only so much you can do, so don't be hard on yourself, okay, Justice? There's only so much you can do. Because sometimes people gotta want to help themselves too, and I know that's a sickness now that he have too. That's why I call it when people get under the street drugs, they become like a sickness because they be out of their body. They don't be back them true selves, you know. Hope he get better. Gerard says, "Shoot, break a bone. That's why them doctors crack down on them painkillers." Hey, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, because them painkillers, baby, people will steal from their grandparents for the painkillers. People will sell them and buy them quick. They'll want to buy the whole bottle. You could just sell it for double the price. You know, a lot of people's making profit off stuff like that too. So the doctors know it was hurting people because the doctors are drug dealers, or the pharmacies and stuff, and the doctors. But yeah, people was losing their life over those over counter, not over counter. I mean prescribed drugs, the narcotics. So what they giving people now if you break a bone? Hopefully no one does. I know they'll throw you the 800 milligrams in a minute. They ain't gonna work for no bone. So I'm gifted too. It's coming, but give it time. Okay. All right, Kat, you can help me out with my gift too, because I have that spiritual gift, and it's just been, it kind of came in like 2018. I probably always had it, but now I've been getting like stronger and stronger. And that's kind of how I found out about the situation that had me trauma. I can't even talk, it's so late. Trauma that caused the trauma. That's how I found out about that, because that intuition was so well. I just couldn't put my finger on it, but it kept leading me to it because nobody told me about the situation. I had went and found it myself. Nobody told me. Nobody was posting pictures. Nobody was talking about it. We usually talking hee about everything. We usually share things about the children. Oh, the kids are doing good. They graduated, and here they showing each other pictures about stuff. But that was silent right there. So I had to find out. He might be in the earth sign. No, people actually need painkillers, but they get hooked on it. Yeah, they do get hooked on it. So I was on medical fentanyl patches for 15 years. Okay. Yay, guys, I get to go to sleep because my son don't go to 12. Yay. Okay. Okay, good. I don't have to go out in the morning. Ooh, I'm so happy. Glad he found that out. Okay, what Cat say? I was on medical fentanyl patches for 15 years. Wow, and got sick of being out of life. All prescribed by a doctor. Quit cold turkey in 2020 because I hated it. Oh my goodness. So the doctors was giving out fentanyl at one point. Ain't this something? So they completely took it off the shelf. Now I'm glad you better, Cat. I'm so glad. I'm glad you overcame that. Glory to God, to the Most High. That is such a blessing. But hey, he'll be there longer if younger women stay alive longer. Yeah, God is amazing. Yes, He is. Hello, Ellie. Yes, He is. I'm glad you overcame that, Cat. So my aunt got teeth pulled and threw away a bottle of Oxycontin, and she didn't even know what it was, and she healed up fine, gargling salt water. Yeah, because we don't be needing that. They was trying to get us hooked on purpose. They put us on that stuff on purpose, stuff like that. And that's why they fell back on it, because a lot of people have OD'd off those prescribed pain medicines. They sure have. I know somebody that they said OD'd, family had to break down the bedroom door because they OD'd off those prescribed medicines. hurt yourself once, you automatically addicted to it. You're gonna be out there looking for it. Who got the narcs? They used to say that a lot a few years ago. Who got the narcs? 3 for 10s. They sure did. Cause a lot of them older people, they weren't taking them for real. They was getting a little hooked, but they quit taking them because you know they'd be all itching and stuff like that, all that extra stuff. So I guess some people asking for them, you know, for their pain, or some people didn't have insurance and really was going through pain and needed it, you know, really was suffering from pain, but they end up getting addicted. And we lost some people behind that. If we don't ask for what we want from God, we will get whatever the universe is serving up. Make a list of things you want in a man and order carefully. Oh yes, Kat, you're so right. I definitely would do that, of what I want in another human. And I also have to do a list. It's important for us to do a list of what we want to change in ourselves too. That's so important. Because it start with ourselves and then what we look for into others that God gonna bring. Because right now I need some other things that's outside of that partner, and I know God is working on that with me. And I didn't want to give up because I know this year I kind of felt like I was like, oh man, I can't do this. But it was just things of the norm of the world that was out of my control. And usually when God takes some things away that we don't understand, I mean, he usually have better for us in store. So I don't like to stress about nothing that's, long as it's not our health and all of that type of stuff. I was like, it come and go. But you're so right. That list is so important. I sure will do that. Let's see. How's your day going? Well, actually, I ain't been asleep yet, but it's going great talking to you all. Thanks for asking, Ellie. Mark said, I don't want no step keys if they are. I hope they are grown men. Birthday on wife. Okay. Exactly. I've been really sick for months and I'm still sick. You get better, please. My parents don't believe I'm sick. Well, I don't know why they don't believe you sick. I wish they'll learn to support you, you know, if you have a sickness. And you make sure you go to a doctor if you can, you know, let them know you're sick so you can get the proper support. Because I don't think that's cool if somebody don't believe you're sick. That's one thing. I don't. If somebody say they sick, I believe them for sure. Because people do sick. We only human. We got to take care of this body. We only get one. We have to take care of this body. That's why I'll try not to be so hard on myself. I try to take it easy. I really do. But much love to you. Call ambulance. He funny. You mean the ambulance? Talking about call ambulance. Yeah, if you sick right now, please call the ambulance or get some medical help. For real. But guys, I see we got some people tuned in. We was talking about trauma, all the past life trauma and getting over it and making it away. And Kat already told me make a list, and I sure will. Honey, I will make a list. I've been journaling and all that type of stuff and taking it one step at a time. But are your parents sick? Maybe they're focused on their own stuff and think it's worse than what you're going through. They might be narcissistic. Exactly. That's what it sounds like. You read that, Ellie, what Kat said? But if you sick, you got to do what's best for you. You can't worry about who don't believe you if you really, really sick. And I hope you get well, too. I really do. Yes, God is good and will bring him to you at the right place in the right time. Oh yeah, God is an awesome God. He is. And one thing about me, I know for sure, such as me and yourself and the many of us others on here, it is still great people in the world. That's one thing I'm gonna always believe in for my years on this earth. We got the bad and the good. And it's still great people in the world. I run into many, and you guys are a few for sure. So I know it's some great men out there. Not to say that the ones that, possibly could have had the issues with ain't great, but people ain't perfect neither. And they kind of just live out that same cycle that they're used to until they time come that they might end up feeling the same way as us, because sometimes those tables can turn. But see, I don't never want to be the one to bring them their karma. It just naturally come on them, and they'll be like, oh wow, I know how that person felt then. When I had them feeling some type of way, now I am. Or they could be just hurt already, because hurt people do hurt people. Now that's some real stuff right there. Hurt people really will hurt others. He said, my parents have been way more happier, way more moving. They have been happy forever. So you think. Hmm. Okay. I think there are good people out there. Hi, Tina. I haven't met any in a long time. I just keep waiting on God. So you mean as good people in general or just someone to date, Tina? Because it is good people out there, but like you say, you can't put your 100% trust in people because humans are made to disappoint. That's like, for example, if you're waiting for somebody to be on time for something they're not, you trusted them to be on time, but they didn't be on time. Do they make them a bad person? You just have to understand that they, sometimes they go be on time, but they there. On that type of tip. Like, you ain't got to trust them for real, but they solid, pretty solid. That's how I look at it. Because the only person you got to trust is the Most High in yourself. But I think it is some good people out there. Because I consider myself a good person. I consider Kat a good person. I consider my son a good person. The list go on. Bad people is the one that's robbing, stealing, killing, raping, taking, manipulating, or hurting people on purpose. That can be bad too. That's terrible. Hurt people on purpose because they hurt. Somebody hurt them. They want to hurt the next. They can care less of your feelings. That is very terrible. That's on a different level. That's on the lower level of the ones I listed above, but still bad. Yeah, you don't play with nobody's feelings. I don't believe in that. But what if you made a mistake? I ain't saying you, anyone, made a mistake and hurted someone's feelings without knowing, and things can kind of resurface for us. Your turn to experience. You might not win as hard as that person, but you could have hurted somebody before, and it kind of came back on you. I believe in stuff like that too. I was like, because what if without beating up on myself, but what if I hurted somebody before and didn't know it, and then I had to go through a little hurt for the first time or something. And I mean, that type of stuff can happen too. Because sometimes we don't really catch on when we do hurt somebody. I'm talking maybe in our naive days, not, in your common sense times. But anyway, yeah. So he says brother don't care about him. Take it to the chin. You right, Gerard. I know that's right. Take it to the chin. We all have to in this world. Ain't nothing fair. Ain't nothing fair down here. Shoot, it's a dog eat dog world when you get them feelings involved. Shoot, you better, like my friend told me, my whole friend, I call her that. She my old whole friend. Guard your heart. Cause she ran like she ain't have no feelings. But I be wanting her to be careful too, cause I don't want her to get in her feels one day that could change, and she might. I'm sure somebody might have probably hurted her already. The reason why she don't have feels now, but I don't want that to come back on her neither. Even though we ain't friends no more, I still want the best for her too. But she said, guard that heart, and she's right. Maybe I'm too judgmental. I could be quick to cut someone off and not give them a chance. When I see a little bit of deception, I book. I used to give people chances. I wonder if that's that Scorpio stuff, because I always used to be like that too. That's why I was upset about this situation, because I would have booked probably if he would have told me, and I think he know. I would have booked because I always used to book out on him anyway. And he probably like, this is my chance. I used to enjoy that. I used to be naughty back in the day. I used to love any little inconvenience he did. I never gave him a chance to book it out so fast on him. And this was his chance. But that's why I said hurt people can hurt people. Because maybe he was hurt and he wanted to enjoy hurting me. So you got to watch out for those type of people. Because I wasn't on that type of time no more. I was past that. We grown. But when people get to dealing with those younger folks, they back on a younger mindset. And not to say that younger people can't be mature, but they don't be having enough experience in the game for one. They really, really don't. Not yet. They ain't been through the roughness of it yet. They just having fun on the carousel right now. So you're dealing with somebody who's back reversing and dealing with people they can steal their youth energy from. They ain't gonna think on no grown woman, grown man type of time. They think it's about playing games. And how I knew he was around younger folks, and start seeing like weird, different little ways of explaining things. Like, oh, this sounds kind of immature. But anyway, somebody says stop talking. DeMarcus, well, won't you get on then? Target on. Stop talking. I don't know what he's talking about. Yes, Scorpio stuff. I mean, not for one of words. Yes, Scorpios, man, we is just very intense. We could catch on to things really, really fast. We could read the room really, really good. Um, People know not to play with us too. They already be knowing. They know when they come around, they already gotta fall in line the correct way or get the heck on. Cause we don't put up with too much stuff. We really don't. And we need it all. We need everything to make sense. If it ain't making sense, it gotta go. Period. Scorpio's the co-ruler of Mars, the masculine planet. Yeah, I could tell. We're the most mysterious. Our sign is just like the most unique sign ever. And I like being a Scorpio. Aries is the other ruler. Okay. All right, Aries. Aries really powerful too. They don't take no mess. They ain't as emotional as Scorpio. See, we full of emotions. That's what get in our way sometimes. Some freaking emotions. But when people want to play ball, we play ball. Said them zodiac signs got people mixed up. Oh, you ain't with the zodiac signs, Gerard? See, everybody ain't with it, and I respect that. And that's one thing I don't do when I'm talking to a man is really bring the zodiac signs up, because you gotta feel people out, because no matter what sign you is, you're still gonna have your own personality traits anyway. Science is just basically, it's true, it's real, but you're still gonna have some type of trace of that sign too. Definitely will. But yeah, I understand. But we also undercover freaks. I don't think no undercover to it. Ain't no undercover freaks to Scorpio. Ain't nothing undercover about it. Ain't no, everybody already know. Ain't no undercover about. They said Geminis are the undercovers. Undercovers when they play like they are. Oh, we so sweet. We don't do that. That's undercover. Scorpio, we just go get right to the point. Let you know what's up with us. And people gotta come correct or don't come up. They don't come correct. We don't want that. We don't want that no more. Basically, we gotta already know you down with it anyway. If you ain't down with the freaky time, then you got to go. Hey, you gonna waste the Scorpio time. Okay, Gerard want us to guess what sign he is. Well, it's really hard to say right now, Gerard, but by our conversation, it's really hard to say because we have not talked long enough and have not seen you act out in any type of way. Let me see. Kat said, when we come out our shell, it's over. Exactly. And that's why I was so soul tied with the trauma bond person. Okay, she said a Sagittarius. Yeah, we hope you can call your brother. It seemed like Ellie is from a different country, possibly. I don't have his number. Okay, so Gerard. Okay, so we got Sagittarius for Gerard. I will say Gerard is either giving. I'm gonna name a few zodiacs because I don't know, but just from the conversation alone, he's very outspoken. So he either could be like Aquarius, Gemini, Pisces, or I wonder is he giving Virgo or Libra? Okay, I'm just gonna say those. So I said I forgot already. But what is your sign, Gerard, if you don't mind? Because we want to know now. Hey, Ty J, what's up? Hope you're having a good morning. If it's morning, wherever you're at. Can you try to guess my birthday? It's a very special day. Ellie, we can't really guess your birthday, but maybe your birthday is in February? Christmas, swing and a miss. What that mean, Gerard? Swing and a miss. When your birthday? What's your zodiac? Cool dude. You put us on a lot of games today about Chicago and all that cool stuff. Let me see what he said. December. Okay. He said in December. Okay, so he guess it is Christmas. Good job, Kat. It seemed like it's Christmas for Ellie. That's what he's saying. Okay, let's see if Gerard gonna say this birthday. Capricorn. He said December 31st. Okay, New Year's Eve. Yeah, you do got a fun birthday. The turn up probably was real when you used to turn up if you don't still turn up. Yeah, the birthday. Okay. I'm thinking horns. Okay, so horns, would you like a Taurus? I'm thinking that's a Taurus, right? Yeah, you seem like you could be a Taurus if you want. You like to hold a conversation. Aries, Taurus, Capricorn have horns. Okay, so now we gotta narrow it down. Thank you so much, Kat. Now we gotta narrow it down. I knew it was some more I was missing. I'm starting to lose my upbeatness since it gets so late now. Let me see. It's 3:49, so my thinking cap. You my thinking cap right now, Cat. Okay, he better let us know then. Which one is it, Gerard? I think it's a Taurus. He leaning towards that Taurus. Yeah, but the zodiac is so fun to learn, and I'm loving it so much. I'm liking everything about it, and I dated a Scorpio man before, And that was quite an experience. Now I dated one before, and then I was like, I ain't gonna date no more Scorpio man. And then I dated the Scorpio man. Is that your final answer? I said Taurus, and then Kat said it could either be with the horns, it could be an Aries, Taurus, or a Capricorn. So yeah, we just waiting on you to tell us now. You gonna let us know, Gerard, before we get up out of here? I'm going to go. Okay, see you, Ellie. Thank you so much. Capricorn have goat horns. Bye. Have a good night if it's night over there. Taurus is a bull. Yeah. Thank you so much, Alex, for sending me a gift. That's my first gift. Shouts out to Alex. Thank you so much for sending me a star. I appreciate it. I really do. That's going to make my day complete, too. Thank you so much for my extra gift. Oh, thank you so much, Alex. Really appreciate you. Much love to you, too. Aries is the ram. God bless you, too, Ellie. I hope everything get well and you feel better, okay? Keep us posted for sure. You have a blessed night. Love you too, Kat. I hope to hear from you too in my email or come to any of my lives as well. I thought Gerard let us know what his sign he was, but he didn't come back. Thank you so much, Alex. Much love to you, Alex. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, Kat, you have a very blessed night, okay? Everybody in the chat, y'all have a very blessed night. God first. Stay safe. I hope you guys get some rest if it's night, or morning where you at. And much prosperity to you all. I'll go another live tomorrow. Yeah, I'll try to go live tomorrow too. Yeah, definitely, guys, come back. Yes, please make sure you hit the notification bell twice so you can get the notification too, Ellie. You too, honey. Get a good night's sleep and God bless you too. Thank you so much, Kat. Much love to all. Gerard, come back too tomorrow too. All right, I love you guys. Bye bye.